Welcome back to another video. My name is Kyle and I suck at budgeting. Here we are getting ready to close out the month of August. It's August 25th. It is a payday. We got some things to do, some things to talk about. The first thing we're going to talk about is this. This is a bag of dog food. It is a 30-pound bag of dog food. And this is significant because that is how much weight I have lost since June. I have lost over 30 pounds at this point. 33, I think, this morning, maybe 32, something like that, since June. So that is going really well. Update on the health stuff. So this comes out on Tuesday. Wednesday, I have another CT scan. That CT scan will determine the type of surgery I will likely need. And then next week, September 2nd, I have a transesophageal echocardiogram, which is essentially so an echocardiogram is where they look at your heart using a sonogram. Like if you're looking at a baby, same thing. Except they're going through my mouth, down my throat to view the top of the heart to see how that looks. So it'll be knocked out for that. And, then Thursday of that week, I meet with a surgeon to discuss the CT that's happening on Wednesday and hopefully we'll have the results of the echocardiogram as well. And then we can kind of see what sort of pain I'm going to be in for recovery and what type of surgery, essentially. So that's what we've got so far. Nothing real new on that front. And then after that, I've got several cardiologist visits after that to figure out what else is going to happen. So that's where we're at. Let's hop into YNAB. So if you're new here before we get to that, just know that I am trying to hit 400 subscribers by the end of the year. I was at 378 when I looked at lunch today, so we're 22 away. If you could help me get that goal, I would greatly appreciate it. So yeah. For those that are new here as well, we use an application called YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. There is a link downstairs, down in the description, in the basement level of YouTube, where you can get a free month on me if you use my link. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. So, I got all excited because this was supposed to be the spoiler alert. This was supposed to be the first paycheck where everything was perfect in terms of my deductions. And then I got an email this week. Let's go big screen while we're talking about this. Why not? So I got an email last week that said, hey, we've screwed up your taxes ever since you worked here. And I kind of knew that. And it didn't really matter. It didn't affect me at all because what they were doing is they were taking out Dayton city tax. Well, my city, I have to pay my city anyway. So the money that I was paying at Dayton City somehow in some magic tooth fairy way goes from Dayton to my city and everyone's happy. Well, they said, well, we're going to stop taking out the Dayton City tax and we're going to refund you. For this paycheck, we will refund you the third quarter of the year. And then for the first 2 quarters, we're going to send you a check. So in this paycheck is an extra $303 that I'm now going to have to figure out what to do with. The other question I have is they said that I can go and obtain a refund for the other several years that they've been doing this, which for me has gone to my city. So I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I have no idea. So I've asked a couple tax nerds. They didn't know. They're looking into it as well. So yeah, I don't know. What it meant was I have an extra $303 in my pay this week because they've refunded the amount, which screwed up my deductions, which means this paycheck is going to be wrong and next paycheck is going to be wrong because I don't actually, yeah, because I got to refund this time, and then I guess I could figure out just get rid of the Dayton City line, but whatever. All right. Into YNAB we go. So here we are in YNAB. We have 9 overspent categories. Most of them are payroll deductions. So let's go ahead and take care of those first. I've already fixed the refund in here. So that is good, I think. Wait, did I fix it? Oh, I better look. I better look before we... So that's going to come out of that. I don't think that's right. Because if I do that, it's going to go into that. So that's got to go to ready to assign. Yeah. Okay, so this 30320 needs to come out of here and go into... No, that is right. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that, yeah, and I think we can then move that money to ready to assign, I think. I don't know. We'll look at it in a second. I don't know how this is going to work, honestly. So there might be a little bit of fidgeting after this, but we'll figure that out. So anyway, payroll deductions. We're going to go through and reset available amounts. So that takes care of that. All right. Had a health bill that I had to go through and pay, which we're going to take care of in a different way. And then I bought some stuff for the new bike. So that's that. So let's hop into bonus checking. No, we're going to head over to here and then go to there. We're going to cover that stuff with old-fashioned word and gas. So we're going to send $128. Let me just think this out. Today is the 25th. And the first is set. So that's not going to, is that going to work? Maybe we're not going to do it that way. Hang on. Let me look at a calendar. Hey, Google. What day is September 1st?
September 1st falls on a Monday.
All right. So there's another weekend that we have to plan for. So we can't just move the stuff like I thought we were going to do. So we're just going to pull it out of ready to assign. That's fine. All right. So the first thing I notice is my available amount is not correct, which means I have to move the money from payroll deductions that here, this 30320 needs to go to ready to assign. And now that number should match that number, 321958. 321958. Perfect. All right. That works. I probably could have just gotten rid of that and just put it up there, but whatever. Okay. That is fixed. So 321958. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go cover our overspent categories with ready to assign. So we'll do that. So we'll do that. Oh no! YNAB! Oh no! YNAB, it's broken! Oh boy. Let's try that again. It's really broken. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to take this 16208 and ready to assign. All right. Oh, we almost had exactly $3,000. That would have been so cool. But we don't. All right. So we have $3,000 that we need to budget in this stuff. Okay. Wait a second. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Sorry. Oh, man. Let's go back. Undo. That 30320 does need to go into there. So, because I am going to be responsible for taxes this year, not thinking, sorry. 30320 goes there. And then the checks that I'm going to get are going to go into here as well. So I've now created a new category. Wow, this video is off the rails already. This is not good. So because I have to. I thought this through in my head, and wow. All right, so the 30320 that I moved ready to assign needs to stay where it is because I'm still going to have to pay taxes for my city. So it's going to stay in there, and that's fine. Sorry. And then when I get the checks will go into that category as well. That way I'll have the roughly $1,100 or whatever that I'm going to need for city tax. So, all right, now we can get back into business here. So let's close this. Sorry about all that confusion. That was nuts. All right. We still have to cover these overspend categories. So let's go here and we're going to cover this with ready to assign like I had planned. And it's being grumpy still. I think I need to restart my computer. Bought some stuff for the bike still, and that needs to get covered, ready to assign. All right. $26.97.46. And we need to figure out where that's going to go. So because of all the surgery potentials and doctor's appointments and CT scans and echocardiograms and all that sort of stuff, the money that would normally go to the Jeep, which is no longer going to the Jeep, that was going to go towards the keyboard fund and the bike fund and the music camp, is now going to go into general maintenance health. So that $1,200 that normally goes there is going to go into here now. So $1,200 is inside of health. So that is good there. So let's start going down the list of things that need to be paid. Cell phone, electric, all this stuff is done. Mortgage extra payment needs $109.11. In fact, before we do this, let's just go to underfunded so we can look at this. These two things we're snoozing. They, like I said in the last video, likely won't happen in the next year. It'll be the year after, depending on how all these surgeries pan out. So the way it looks, if the surgery happens this year, I need an additional $3,000 to cover for insurance. If it happens next year, after the 31st of December, which is probably likely, I need to fill up my deductible again, which means another $4,000. So a total of $7,000 because I'm about $1,100 right now in terms of my insurance out-of-pocket expense. So, all right. Plus, I don't know what recovery is going to be like. I don't know. So, at the moment, we're going to put a hold on that stuff. And just start socking money away into the general maintenance medical fund. So that's what we did there. So nothing is left underfunded, which is perfect. So I'm going to close general maintenance for right now. I'm going to try closing these things. I see a lot of people doing that as they finish stuff, and I never did it, but we're going to try it. See if that goes better. I do need a couple more dog things, so $25 there should cover me. Nothing here. Thinking about maybe getting a new sink, but not right now. Emergency sinking funds are going to be fine the way they are. General maintenance we just closed. Non-monthly, we were all on track. I actually paid my registration already, so that's why there's some activity there. All that is good. Okay. What I do want to set aside some money for, I need a new helmet desperately. So I'm going to throw $150 in here. Don't think I'll need that, but I want to have enough to cover that for a new helmet because mine is old and they don't last forever. So, and it's very uncomfortable. So, all right, let's move along into September and let's start budgeting for September. So let's do that. Let's close you. All right. So you need $35. You need $212. You need $70. You need $71.25. You are going to hold off because you're not due until the 17th. You're going to hold off until we get to here. We're going to fund, let's see, can we fund half of all of these? Oops, sorry. Whoa, don't do that. Can I fund half? I can. Sweet. Good there, which leaves us $215.10, which means we can fund you. I like it when they're not 5 weekends in a month. It makes things easy. Nothing there. This I will fund once the new paycheck comes in on the 10th. That'll be fine there. And I think that is just about all we can do. We could probably get through and do, hang on, what do I have selected? Oh, emergency fund, get rid of you. So 7243 would fund that. Let's do that. And domains and hosting. $47.67. I'm not going to be able to fund that. So that leaves me $9.78 going to the cycling fund for now. Plus 978. Just to make sure I got enough. I $150 is way more than I need for a helmet, but I might buy some other stuff while I'm there. So, all right. Yeah, I think that is it. I will probably watch this over and say, what was I thinking with the whole paycheck nonsense shenanigans? I think it's right, honestly, but I might look at this and you might get hey, I'm an idiot while I'm editing. So, all right. So as I suspected, I did not do everything correct. It's kind of right, but I want to tweak things just a little bit to make sure that things are the way I want them to be. So let's jump into YNAB one more time. So I created this, where did I put it? This city tax category. And I'm going to get rid of this because what I've done in my recurring transaction already is I've pulled out Dayton city tax. So like for next, whatever, where are we here? Where's my next one? Here we go. My next one, it's going to pull out $103.03, which is about 1.5%. So I'm just going to let it do that. And instead of creating that new category, I'm just going to use the existing Dayton city tax category. Just going to rename it to, in fact, let's do that right now. We'll just call it city tax. I've already got $303 in there. And then when those checks come in, those refund checks come in, I'm just going to put it right into this category. And then as the paychecks go for the rest of the year, they're going to go into this category. And that way I'll have the enough money to cover my city tax for the year. I wonder, however, if this is going to force me to start doing quarterly tax for my city. Which would be a pain in the neck. But it is what it is. I think that's it now. I'm really going. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. See ya.